Hello, welcome to Baconbit's video. We're going to look at how to set security baselines using profiles in Bacon. In this video, I'm going to use very simple examples, but you can see how these can be expanded into more advanced options. So here we're going to go to Profiles and States. And for this example, I have 4 different states here. One's going to disable a service, so in this case, we're going to disable the Bluetooth service. One will take care of setting a USB storage registry key for us. The next one will enable all firewall profiles on Windows. And the very last one will set a login notice. So let's kind of look at these one at a time, and then we'll check our VM over here in this other tab. So first off, disabling Bluetooth. Go to Edit, and here we can see I have disabled Bluetooth. Now I'm going to use service.dead. This is pretty simple. It's just going to stop a service for me. In this case, it's going to be the Bluetooth service, and I don't want to enable this service. For our disable USB storage, this one's using a registry key. So here I specify the key, then the value, or excuse me, the actual registry key name, and then the value down here. Now for this one, setting it to 4 will disable any kind of USB mounted storage, and setting it to 3 will re-enable that. The kind of nice benefit here is if you're using it through the registry side instead of through a GPO, it's going to immediately disable it versus the GPO requires a reboot. For the next one here, I'm enabling Windows Firewall Profiles. So here I'm using a shortcut called All Profiles. Technically there's something like -name public profile, -name domain profile, private profile, that kind of thing. But here I want all those to be on, so I can just use the All Profiles option. And then lastly, our login notice. This one uses LGPO, and here we're able to set a login notice title, as well as the login text. And so you're able to both set a title as well as set some longer and more detailed text, which we'll see in the VM I'm going to log into in just a moment. So with that, these have been combined into a profile, just called baseline compliance example. You can see our 4 states here. Then this was pushed to my webinar machine, and the refresh rate's super low since it's just an example, but usually you'd keep this at maybe an hour or maybe a day, depending on the level of compliance that you need in your environment. So moving over to my VM, I have my webinar VM here, and I'm going to use our screen remote and connect. So for this, I actually want to see what it looks like whenever the user is trying to log in. So let me log out of here. And we'll reconnect our remote. So from the login screen, once I double click to log in, you're going to see our title, the caution, and then the actual message text down here. And so this can be used to provide a warning whenever people log into systems so they understand the security guidelines that your company is enforcing. Then once logged in, let's take a look at the different configs. So for this, we had 1 disabled service, 1 changed storage key, 1 firewall profile, and then we already saw the login notice. So here, that Bluetooth service, I'm going to use PowerShell for this one. Keep it simple. And that service was called BTH serve. So I can do a get service, BTH serve. We're going to see the Bluetooth service has been stopped here. Bluetooth support service. If I go through the UI, you'll see something very similar. Click under Bluetooth support service. It's actually disabled here since we use the enabled equals false in our state. Now I don't have any USB storage on this VM, but we can still check the registry key. So I'll do a reg edit. And then I'm going to pull this open using the actual state itself. So this is disable USB storage. Got a few here. So this is HKLM system, current control set, services, USB store. Just copy this into here for us. HK local machine. And I'll paste this in. Oops. Did a bit of a misclick here in the VM. Let me fix that really quick. There we go. And so here we can see we have the value of start equal to 4, so this will prevent any kind of USB storage from mounting on this system. Then lastly, we had our firewall profile where we wanted to enable all profiles here. So if we take a look at that, type in fire, actually it's down here for me. And then here you can see we have private networks and then guest or public networks. These profiles have been enabled for us. And over in advanced, you can kind of see they're all turned on here. So that's just a quick example of how to enforce different security policies using profiles in Bacon. Thanks for joining us in this Bacon Bits video, and we'll see you next time.